Abram lived with his wife, Sarai. Abram was part of Noah's family who had spread out on the earth after the great flood. God chose Abram and told him to move to a place he had never been. God promised Abram three things: a large family, land for his family, and blessing. This was a good promise, but Abram was sad because he didn't have any children to inherit his blessing. Abram obeyed God. He went with his wife and nephew to the land of Canaan. God had a plan. He took Abram outside to remind him of his promise. "Look at the sky and count the stars if you can," God said. Abram couldn't count the stars. There were too many. "Your family will be that numerous," God promised. Abram believed God, and God was pleased. God said, "I will give this land to your descendants." Abram asked, "How can I be sure?" So God confirmed his covenant with Abram. God told Abram to bring 5 animals: a cow, a goat, a ram, a turtle dove, and a pigeon. Abram obeyed God. He brought all these to him, cut them in half, and laid the pieces opposite each other, but he did not cut the birds in half. Then, when the sun was setting, a deep sleep came over Abram. While Abram slept, God told him what would happen in the future. He said that Abram's family would be slaves in another country for 400 years. Then God would judge the nation and bless Abram's family. But first, Abram would live a long, peaceful life. When it was dark, a smoking fire pot and a flaming torch representing God passed between the animals. This showed that God would be responsible for keeping his promise. Years passed, and Abram still did not have the promised son. God hadn't forgotten, though. He promised that Abraham would become the father of many nations. God was so serious about his promise that he changed Abram's name to Abraham, which means father of many. He changed Sarai's name to Sarah. God said, "I will bless Sarah. She will have a son, and you will name him Isaac." God promised to keep his covenant through Isaac and his future family. God promised to bless all the world through Abraham. God sent Jesus from his home in heaven to be born on earth into Abraham's family. Through Jesus, all the nations of the earth are blessed because Jesus saves people from their sins.